Okay, so here's a noob's approach to Character Creator 3. Now this software is being kind of portrayed as a really good character creator. So I thought I'd check it out and see what all the fuss is about. I do like to make characters manually by hand from scratch with ZBrush, anatomy studies, learning all that cool stuff, but now inevitably there's a solution because it's a lot of work, right? So I want to see what we've got here. We've got a few things we can click on. I guess I can double click these and start something, smart gallery. I'm just gonna click on a few things to see if I can make any sense of the software. I imagine clicking on that is gonna load this up. Sorry about the annoying banging. Just that's how the wife cooks. She just knocks the crap out of the food. No idea what she's making. So okay. Can I click on this? I'm just clicking on stuff and hope that it actually updates. So there's a pack of, this looks like stuff to do with the character, and then some items, poses, stuff. Just waiting on this because I'm trigger happy. I'm clicking at stuff and no idea what's happening. So yeah, one of the main reasons I came to Character Creator 3 is because I make shaders for Unity, and Unity imports the character creator hair and skin at a kind of bog standard level, and there's supposed to be some kind of amazing human shader that makes these look as good as they would in the creator, right? So once you create this stuff, you want to take it to an engine to look good. It probably looks fine in Unreal Engine, but in Unity it doesn't. But I don't really know. I mean, these shaders do look good. There's some nice subsurface scattering on the skin. I can see some thickness happening on the ear. The meshes are all kind of like segmented, I guess, so that you can push and pull parts. It's getting used to the navigation. Let's see, so mouse wheel. Okay, right click, left click, middle click. It's horrible. So mouse wheel. So if you don't have a mouse wheel, you're stuffed, because that's the only way I can zoom in. Maybe plus and minus, control plus minus, no idea. There's probably some navigation stuff here that I can't see either. But basically, here we go. There we go, right, okay. Let's use these, pan around. What's the shortcut for these? Zoom Z, X, C, okay. X, C, right, I can work with that. So yeah, these eyes look nice and stuff. They've got a baked in texture, and they look a little bit fuzzy in the middle, a little bit alien. The pupil's just kind of blurred a little bit, and something kind of goopy looking about the eyes. The skin's very kind of soft and a wee bit tingy. Everything just feels a bit kind of soft and fuzzy at this point. Okay, I'm getting it now. So if I use that one, okay, that's better. Right. So let's see, we can add hair to this. I'm scared to add hair because you know what would happen. The hair shaders would come out all wrong. But let's see, CC3 embed hair. Okay, now what? Back to here. Here we go. Okay, so let's add some of this cool looking hair here. I wonder if I can look at textures. What's this here? Maybe. Right, let's have a look at these. I want to see what these shaders are doing that's different from other ones. Now you can see the transparency depth sorting, right? That's good that that's there because that happens, right? And look, you can see it through the back there as well. So they're using soft transparency, and soft transparency has got issues. Now they've probably split the mesh up into several parts, or they've got different passes on it to make sure they're rendering like different sides. Let's just make that match the head a bit better. I've seen how to do this. Modify, conform, right? Calculate. There we go. So that's pretty cool. I kind of get it. Right, but look at this here. This is what transparency does, is it can't sort the front and the back very well. And this is all good. I just want to have a look at the textures. The texture settings, that's the base color, opacity, right. So this is all related to the hair or whatever I've got selected, right, I think. I just don't want a million textures coming out of this, so that's all head related stuff, probably. But the hair is the most important thing that we want to get right. I see, okay, so we've made so that's a skull cap. Yep, skull cap. I can see where it kind of cuts off there. God, it's very horrible to control. They should have some kind of, what's this? Okay. Should have some kind of industry standard navigation. It's a bit odd. Right. Okay, so the hair looks kind of decent, but also, yeah, let's try. Okay, different lighting. That's cool. Can we move the light around? What's atmosphere? Atmosphere, IBL, light, face. Light. Okay, different lighting setups. Okay, nice. Alright, go with that. So when you export this hair into something like Unity, you're going to start to see different results. I just need a really good, give me a good light. The controls are so weird. Right, because of the weird glitch here, you can kind of see it. So they're using soft transparency for sure, because you can see through these things. And a lot of people will be complaining about, well, why does it not look like that in Unity? Because they're doing a front pass and a back pass, and probably another pass on it, as far as I can see. They're probably doing several different passes, and it all looks nice here at a distance. But you start to see these issues. So I'm going to try and export this and bring it into Unity and kind of set it up with my shaders, because there's enough here to work with. So let's see, how do we export? Export OBJ, FBX clothed character. Okay, but how's it going to compress all the textures, I wonder? So UV settings. Okay, that's fine. Shader settings, textures, gradient, micro normal, flip normal, tongue settings, subsurface. Don't see anything happen here. Advanced, scatter. Nothing happening there. See some face lighting. So you can see the jumping about there, but I'm going to try different shaders on these. Okay, let's just try export and see what we get. Let's see, scene, visual, smart galleries, scene, visual, ambient occlusion. Oh, that's quite nice. They got some nice post-process stuff. Ambient light color. HDR, image-based lighting. Okay, none of those really matter. Let's just try the export, and I'll do FBX closed. You have 10 remaining on your current license. Okay, cool. Target, Unity, mesh and motion, just the mesh. Prefix, no idea, doesn't matter. Embed textures, texture size 2048. Convert image format to PNG. That's fine. Insta-LOD, remeasure, LODs, we don't need LODs. Merge material, I wonder if we do that here. Number of LODs, just one, just level 1. Face count, normal, maximum face, mesh details, baked texture size, we do want a 4K baked. Merge material, all by type, we'll do by type. Okay, that looks good. Let's try export. Export card cannot be imported back. Okay, of course it can't. Change UVs, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. Let's just stick this on the desktop. In fact, I'll make a new folder and I'll call it CC3 test. And I'll call this test 1. And I'm going to open Unity because I want to test this with Human Shader Pack. That's this pack here. Just refresh that page. Yeah, this pack here. So this can do skin, eyes and hair, but it works a bit differently, and I want to test it in URP, especially for customers who, you know, they're often trying this out, and I want this video to be a kind of documentation of that. So I'm going to load up URP 2019. I've got it set up in here. I've also got it set up in 2020 URP, and this is slightly different. The shaders are compiling a little bit different, so and I've had a couple of customers just recently buy this shader pack to test with character creator type characters, and I just want to find some common ground between them and this, just in case. Right, so I think that's finished export. I'm going to check it in Marmoset Toolbag as well, because it's a really good middle ground between you know, real-time renderers, and it does similar kind of rendering to character creator, I guess, because it's got subsurface. So let's try import model, desktop. It's a nice middle ground, I guess. Nothing yet. Is it still going? Yeah, it's still going. Let's let Unity open as well. still going, and just waiting on Unity as well. So it's another character I've been working on in ZBrush. I've just been testing how the skin and stuff looks in Marmoset Toolbag. A little back and forth with that process, but yeah, this is like the first iteration I did, and super fast, kind of cartoony, looks pretty cool, kind of Madonna-like, and then it's evolved to this. So I was going to save this project out now. So I'm into making characters really for like understanding the workflow a little bit better. I'm already kind of up there with what's required, but I've not really practiced it very much. So I figure it's time to do some practice work, and spend a bit of time making a likeness study. This is a singer called Nina, a synthwave singer, and it looks nothing like her until you start adding hair and stuff and having the right lighting and renders, and there's so many things, like the eyes aren't using an eye shader, so they don't look correct when you look at them side on or anything, but you're constantly kind of winging things. So I'm just going to close that, don't need it anymore. And hopefully Character Creator's finished exporting. I think it has, so go back into Toolbag and import our model. So desktop, CC3 test 1, and hope for the best. Hopefully it brings in a bunch of materials. I don't want it to be like 20 different materials, 6 at the most, please. Just fingers crossed it doesn't bombard me, because, you know, imagine trying to assign all these materials the same. Oh well, that's good for the same sort of things. So we've got a hair mesh, hair albedo, and no transparency. So let's just do cutout. Okay, that looks fine. Now we're going to use Dither because it's the same as what I'm using inside Unity. You can see what it does. It does this kind of noisy dither, and change the alpha of that. The alpha's in the alpha channel, alpha map. So it's using the albedo alpha. So we don't need to load that. That's cool. Everything looks fine because it's using dither based alpha, and we just don't need that. And already that's quite nice. It's got a kind of noisiness to it, and my shader's slightly similar to that. It's quite nice. I like the way it's all kind of there. I'm going to ramp this up a bit, so put it to 2 just to see how stronger I can get this. So I'll do 1.25, maybe 1.5. You can sort of push it past a little bit. Glossiness we don't really need because it's anisotropic. We can actually change a lot of these. Now it's not gave me all the textures, but if I go in here, I'll see there's other textures here, like hair mesh, bump, normal stuff for the other. I think it has done. The normal map's not there for hair, so I'm just going to go back into this and look for the hair normal map. Quite a mess. Hair mesh merge PBR, that's for Unity, HDRP, metallic alpha, but no normal map, I guess. That's hair mesh merge, hair mesh metal, 4 meshes merge, 2 meshes merge, but I don't see any hair normal map. I've got hair bump map maybe. Let's see, back to hair metallic alpha merge. Yeah, I have no idea what's in these. It's kind of confusing. Yeah, I don't see any normal map. So what I'll do is I'll just load, let's change this to, yeah, we can't really do anything other, we need a normal map for the hair, and there isn't one. So I'll go ahead and just add some anisotropy anyway, and hope that we get something. Do a little bit of gloss and things just to see how that looks. Right, go for there. And secondary we'll also do anisotropic, so we get 2 anisotropic bands. Can shift one a little bit. Okay. So we've got specular. I'm going to change this to metalness because we don't want any metallic in there. Maybe just a tiny bit for hair, like just a small amount. It's pretty bad it's not given us a normal map for the hair. It's really unusual. So back to the hair here. Bump. So why is that not giving us that? Open a bump map. I don't want to open a bump map. Texture settings, PBR, traditional, digital human hair, SSS. Yeah, but definitely doesn't give us any normal map, so we could generate one from the color one by using Photoshop or normal map online or something like that. I'll go ahead and use Photoshop for that. That's really bad that it's not giving us, it's not even bothered to give us that. So PBR. But yeah, we don't have the fighting issue here now. I could kind of get that back if I go into Marmoset and tell this to be like, I think additive, maybe, I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's weird. I think it doesn't give you the option because it knows that it's going to have issues. Basically did that. So I'm going to go to the skin and fix that. So take away all the specular. And a little bit of gloss here. Let's rotate the light. Just gonna add a light in. I'll add a couple of lights and I'll turn the shadows off for this one. And this one I'll make it a bit stronger. A tiny bit of width as well. That, and let's give it a subsurface. So we get it looking a little bit more like skin. And that should do the trick. Get a little bit of the subsurface at the back of the ear there. Translucency, just need to make sure we get that to the right place. A bit of depth, scatters. Change the scatter color. I usually like it to be quite reddish. Same with translucency, I like red. That's looking like skin, other than the normal map just being kind of rubbish. But what I like to do is change this to detail normals and then like load in the same normal map. So I guess that would be this one, and then I can bring the weight up to like 10 and I'll get like even more bumps from the normal map. You can't really see it because of the scatter map. yeah, let's give it a little bit more of a bump. But this really kind of low quality texture. I guess these are all just 1K or something. No, it's 2K, but it doesn't have a lot of detail. Yeah, you can see when I title it there. So I'll give it a bit of scatter and a little bit more gloss. Not quite as good as what I would get in Unity, especially the hair looking like this, because there's no normal map tied to it. It's looking metallic, doesn't have any bumps or change in direction. It's pretty bad that they don't give you a normal map like that. Definitely not good. Just going to calm that down a bit. Yeah, just a tiny bit of metalness, not that much. Some tropy. Secondary gloss. Okay, we're using the Dither. Can bring that back up a bit. Yeah, let's do 1.4 or something. That's cool. Right, so Photoshop's open. I'm gonna open up the hair. Textures, test one, hair mesh PBR, like metal. Is that? I think that's all it's in. That is metallic. So no, it's merged PBR, but this isn't the hair, is it? It's definitely not the hair. Well, it sort of is. I'm going to open these and see what's going on, but definitely none of them are a normal map. There's an alpha channel in here, so it's a PNG. In order to get that back, you have to go to image, layers, layer, then layer mask from transparency. So we've got this. This could be some kind of possible bump map. I'll go ahead and copy that out. I'll put it in a new layer, and I'll go to render. Which one is it? Under 3D generate normal map. Don't know what all this missing bit is. This looks like it's all the hair stuff for sure. All these hair cards. This could be where the head scalp goes, so they must be merging UVs. Okay, so making a normal map. Doesn't look right though. Okay, that's a little bit big in detail, so I'll just bring it down a bit. I can invert the height so we get something a bit better. I think that might be alright, but this looks very grainy indeed. Let's say okay, and I'll save that as a generic normal map, I guess. Back in here and see how that looks. Was that that's the hair, isn't it? Yeah, that looks terrible. That looks really bad. I mean, because you can't, there's no way you could get detail from that. Maybe we get it from a different map. So let's try what's in this one. So we've got the 3 channels. We've got red, green, and blue. It's just a gloss and metallic, I guess. In fact, we could use that. Let's go back back into desktop, test. So one gloss, and then the gloss map can be any one of these, and metallic is usually in the red channel. But really I don't fancy it. I'll just put this metallic way up and the gloss way down, like that, somewhere. The problems in this normal map and the detail of this texture is really bad because it's compressed all the texture around the edges here. It's not a lot of detail at all, which is kind of not very fair on the hair. But let's see what else have we got. If I open up, okay, done that one. Yeah, that's all the hair, is it? Okay, that's all the hair stuff. Nice little braids there at the side. Now they've got a normal map, but they still look pretty crap. Let's do detail normals, and I'll load in the same normal map so I can control the strength of it a bit more. I can do flip Y to see if there's any difference in that. Not really. So far it's not looking very detailed like in their renderer. There's also these eyelashes. I guess that's these. No, that's the outfit. And what are these? That's the outfit, right? Outfit. And what is this one? And what is that? That's all part of the head. So you've got eyelashes in there as well. Okay, let's try transparency, dither. Hopefully we get eyelashes. There we go. The eyes are all baked in here as well, so there's not even any parallax or anything like that for the eyes. Let's just load in the gloss map for, let's see, the skin. So base body. I did actually see something there. Gloss map, metallic map as well we need. So gloss will be the alpha channel usually, or maybe one of the blue or green channels. For meshes, map, world space normal. We don't need a world space normal. We need a normal, but luckily I can load this in. Its object space would be the equivalent to that. Let's try load that in. Change that to object space. I guess we're going to turn off the detail normal map. And whoa. None of that is doing any favors whatsoever. Let's put that back to normal. Scale and bias. Wow, the eyes are gone so weird. Looks like a kind of toon shader, but that's creepy as hell. Sorry. It does look like the eyes have got their own material, but yeah, there we go. Okay, put that on there, and let's go and fetch the eye material. Maybe there's some parallax pass in the eyes. Got metallic, alpha, world space normal. We've got this merged PBR. Have we got a position? Well, it's exactly the same as the base, isn't it? The base body for the eye, so I need to change the albedo to the base body. It's pointless to even spit that out. It's exactly the same. And I don't know whether the actual body material is, unless it's put it here. So the eyes are actually here. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. Why would I even support this? Merge PBR diffuse. Oh, I have no idea what that. It looks like the clothing, right? I'll just ignore the clothing just now. I'm working on the eyes, so I'm going to bring down this roughness. In fact, I can bring in the map, I guess, which is in here, in here, in here, eye, in here, metallic alpha. So that's give us, so A for the gloss, and then red for the metalness, which there is none. Normal map wise, we have to go back to this, then this, and normal map. There's no difference there. I guess the skin needs the correct normal map as well, so let's give it that. Let's turn that off, and no object space. Gloss map for the skin. Textures, dada, body, merged, metal. Put that in the alpha channel. Metallicness, wherever that is, probably not there because of the skin type, shader type. So that would be the eyes. Yep. That's the eyes, and what else can I load? Got a normal map there, but doesn't do much. We could give it subsurface because eyes have a little bit of that. Just give it some odd settings. But there's no parallax in the eyes. There's no parallax map. I could try and suggest that it, maybe do parallax. We need a height map, so maybe there's an eyes height map. Hopefully, we got merge, PBR resource position. Maybe the height map is in here. Look at those eyes. Whoa. What we want to do is go to the parallax, normal map, height, choose the channel G, B. So it's probably this one, and play with the depth. Okay, we're getting somewhere. But it's gone the wrong way. I'll do -1 on this. Depth center. I'll pull that back a tiny bit. So 0.99. -0.1. It's not the same because it should be weighted just for the eyes, not for the full thing. Let's try a different channel. G, nope. A. Yeah, not quite. It's pulling everything back. So that's not designed for anything either. It's just assuming a lot. Skin wise, can I make that look any better? Gloss. There's some sort of gloss control on this, but I have no way to see it. View. I wonder if you could view. Material. Capture. Oh. Used to be a way to view the different slices, but I think that's only through the viewer, the exported viewer, so we can't really do that. Yes, so that basically means the hair's shit because there's not enough detail in it. It's lacking certain maps. It's quite nice. It's just lacking a lot of maps. I think that's probably flip. channels here. Effectively change that to metal. Actually, that can be the base body metal alpha. So use the red channel. That's looking a bit better now. But the normal map is still really bad. I'm just gonna go to detail normals again. Load in the same normal map. So 4 meshes here, here, here. And then I can bring up this weight to 10 just to see. You can see it's actually showing up the cut though. That's the only problem with this. Maybe the flip needs to be in place. Yeah, but that's it now, right? That's correct. Bring it up to 10. You can see I can boost the. Look at that. Okay, getting somewhere. Still not like the shaders they've got by any means. We're using the gloss map, so if I toggle that off and on, yeah, we can see we're using that. We're using albedo. We've got the alpha on that, and the rest of it's just the clothing, which doesn't really matter. Give us the normal map on it, which is nice, and I guess we don't need to flip this. Nope, looks correct that way. Specular map doesn't need anything. We could load in the metalness actually, so it's a clothing. I don't know why it buries all these textures way deep in here. I guess it's giving you them separate, but it's basically the bra, 2 meshes, jeebs. We got metallic alpha, so red channel for that. Same one, this time the alpha channel. So it's got the gloss from there. We can invert that to see the difference. You can ramp this up as well if you want. Doesn't do anything, just reads the texture. I could change this to a different channel. There's nothing in those, so it's just alpha. That is that. She's looking a bit wettish, so I'll go back to the skin. I wanted to see if that's me. Nope, it's controlled by the alpha channel, so maybe the light is too strong. I did make it a little bit stronger than normal. Let's just go to the render, make it a little bit sharper. A little bit more exposure, tiny bit of contrast. So that's what comes out of Character Creator Studio basically, is that. I think there's also 2-sided needed on the here. There we go. That's a bit better. So can I get something even close to this in Unity? I reckon I can get better, but the problem is the normal map isn't that detailed. Let's do a render of this in a high resolution. So I'll do capture, settings, and I'll just do like double. In fact, that's double there. Sampling, I'll put up to 25, and oh no, it's actually this one, 25. Double PNG, and okay that, and then I'll F10 it. Let's see what the render looks like. It's not going to look much difference. It might correct a few bits here. Right, and then if I zoom into this, yeah, okay, so there's a whole lot of crap in the hair. It's stupid why it doesn't give you a normal map. So that's the most annoying bit for me, is it doesn't give you all the maps that you're supposed to have. So here, I'm going to go back to the hair and see it's gave me this, which should be metal there. Metal, I think that's in the alpha channel. Metalness should be the red channel. Use that. Full metalness. version unlit. So that hair's supposedly right. Set anisotropic. Jesus, that was wild. Yeah, I'm just testing things now. The hair looks like rubbery crap. Right, so let's try Unity now. See what I can get out of this. This is one I've done before with a really basic character, just like a stylized looking one, and just threw my shaders onto it and changed the eyes and stuff. So let's go ahead and look and see what we can do with character creator. So I'll just create another folder and CC3 test. So the main problem is the hair maps don't have any normal map, which isn't my problem, that's character creator's problem. So I'm going to import a new asset, desktop, and just go for this one. It should import all the textures, but doesn't import all of them, just the weirdly the embedded ones. So my opinion is, yeah, my shaders can handle character creator 3 stuff, but character creator doesn't give you things in a very organized way. I think bit of a mess with the folder and stuff like that. Let's just make a new scene. CC3 test, and let's plonk that in there. Let that do its thing. Let's just rotate the light around. Okay, don't worry about all this looking inside out and weird. That will be sorted because it's brought in a transparent. This is probably what freaks a lot of people out now that I see this. That all these materials are like terrible. Let's just go to the camera and make the clipping much closer, and just do a focus on that character. Cool, right, let's focus just in the head. Jesus, that's terrifying. Let's make that even shorter. There must be something wrong with the scale that this is coming at, because that shouldn't look like that. Let's add a 3D object cube. No, that's right. That's right. Okay. I don't know what's going on with the clipping. Near clipping. Let's do that. 01. Main camera. 01. That should be much better, but it might be this transparency issue. So I'll go to the materials, because they're the first thing that ring alarm bells for me. They're set to, I'm not too sure, but we want to basically unpack these materials. So you can go to what is it here, materials, and extract, choose where we want to put them. Let's say here is fine. So it should plop them out so we can actually work on them. I see it's already corrected a few bits. This will take another little bit of time. Right, okay, so it's brought them out, got our materials, and got our hair there, right? So metalness, cool. Now we want to start using any textures that it's gave us, and by the looks of it, it's not imported. It's not imported those. Perfect. So I'm going to change this to one of my shaders. Just this drop down, human shaders, hair shader. Go for this one. Right, and I'm going to bring in, now we don't want VRTC, we want to use a different shader. I've got some other shaders here, at least I should have. Under here, shader, extras, shaders. Okay, we got this one. I'm pretty sure I made a standard here shader. Let's just import a new asset and see if I can find that. Shader 2 URP, is it this one? Extract. That's a long time ago. I've done a recent one. Okay, I'll just make some modifications to that shader at some point, but let's just try this anyway. Okay, alpha level, we need the texture, so I'll import texture. Not fun, it's not very fun. Hair mesh, diffuse. Got some dots on our mesh, nice. And a whole lot of stuff where I could add this now. Is it the VRTC map? Let's give us something. Okay, so you see all these dots. This is to do with the alpha clip threshold or even the alpha level, right? And we want this ramped up like that. I'm pretty sure I should have another pack somewhere. Import package, custom package. Let me just check. Desktop, all. So it's annoying because I know I've been working in Unity 2020 and I've been updating things there, but not updated them here. So the normal map, I'm going to import the one that I made. It's an absolute pain in the ass, this. I've never had such a pain in the ass in my life with character stuff and people just expecting all this shit to work. And you know, it's not fun on you guys, definitely not fun. So I'm going to click on the hair and throw this into the normal map, and hopefully that's a bit better. I just need to make sure it's marked as a normal map, apply that, and it doesn't hold up whatsoever. Like there's nothing in this hair to make it look any better. So the workflow isn't really designed for Unity at all. Okay, so I can go ahead and just make a custom color here. Doesn't matter, I'll just change this first one. Change the gloss a little bit. The second color, I'll change that, make it a little bit reddish as well. These root and tips won't have much of an effect because we don't have the full color control, but we're just going to make these into some kind of tone that we can see. So I can kind of tint these up. I can tint all the hairs anyway. A little bit of gloss on that, and then I can play with the bias and scale, use bias and scale, let that kind of do some crazy stuff to give you even more control of those. Bit of bump power, so we can see the normal map coming through, tiny bit of metallicness. We'll do some highlights, so we'll get kind of warm highlights in here. Highlight position, play around with those. Change the spread and the noise power, and see what we get. We get a little bit of weird stuff here because of the way these work. These won't really work in this kind of hair. The normal map we can make even stronger, but you see, like, there's no real normal map in this part of the hair. There's nothing really happening. I guess what I need to do is make it from the hair itself, so I'll go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to go back to textures here and load this one in, and let's just generate something. Let's look at one of these channels. The red channel looks to be the most dominant, so I'll just copy that out and just fill the background with kind of one of these tones, doesn't matter. Merge these together and then go to generate normal map, and we get this. It's better than nothing, and no idea if it looks right. I mean, these look all dipping down, so I'm going to change that to let's invert this. Yeah, that's more like it. And then do generate normal map. Okay, cool. Save that over the one that I generated. So textures, test, here, and then just overwrite that one. I guess it's supposed to be the same thing, just some weird backwards way of dealing with it. And now I'm just gonna delete that one and import new asset, this one, mark it as a normal map, apply, and now we got something that's a little bit more bumpy. The only issue that you'll get coming from Character Creator Studio, zoom out, I'm going to change this to free aspect, is the dither effect here is different from what you would expect. I'm just going to open this shader up just to make a little change so we can control that. We've got a dither amount here. I just want to lerp between this and the dithering, and call this dither amount. Eventually I'll update these shaders because they're a little bit in need of an update. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to go back to this in a second. Okay, back to our character here, and now I should have control of the dithering effect in the hair. I can play with this controller to get a kind of cut off, and what I want to do is go to the camera and enable anti-aliasing, post-processing, and it will kind of smooth out the jaggies a little bit. Make sure I put this to a higher resolution, as well as kind of zoom in a bit. I need something a bit more kind of accurate from that. and let's rotate around a bit here, change the camera, something like that. So it's not too bad now that that's on, and we can play around with different things like subpixel, quality medium, or fast approximate, whatever gives you the best result. So skin wise, I think I've not completely finished the hair yet. I will have another look at that. Let's just click on the hair and see what we can do. There's some like subsurface scatter effect as well to warm it up a bit. Let's change some of these tones to be a bit more realistic. Tiny bit of gloss. And that one. That's fine. Let's make it a bit more brown. The normal map looks flipped wrong, but yeah, that's the best as we can get here. A bit more metallic, change positions. Now we can get some kind of sheen effect. A lot of it does depend on this normal map being strong enough. This bump power really kind of helping that, and the spread and the noise and things. But it's not going to be right if you don't have the right kind of normal map in here. It's looking nothing like what you would expect so far. So I'm going to click on the skin now and hopefully get a bit closer with that. Change this for one of my skin shaders. So I'll go for the basic one and start to bring in some maps. So I'll import, that shouldn't be there actually, these should be out here. Right, import new asset. Now let's find some of the skin stuff. So base body, not those ones, but away back here because it's weird why it doesn't give you all of them. Let's import these two. And change that to normal map, apply. Okay, back to this. And bring in the albedo, and I'm also just going to throw that into SSS for now, and then normal map, make sure that's marked as a normal map. Yep, and it looks fine. It's a bit metallic looking because we need the metallic map, which is thrown away in here. A bit annoying, and let's go for the metallic alpha, and then we're going to go for the gloss map in here, and that will read the metalness in. So we can change the light power, base glow, and some smoothness, do some smoothness deviation, some SSS stuff, and map. Okay, and some stuff in here. The eyelashes don't look right. We need something to do the cutout effect because they're part of this, so it's a bit annoying. Now what I'll do is I'll just duplicate the material, I guess, and separate them out. But I guess the easiest way for me to do this is to go for the cutout one, which I don't know if I have. Let's just see. Skin, we got this cutout basic URP, so I'll swap for this. Right, this has got a cutout effect, so I'll do skin in there, metal gloss in here, the SSS in here, we've got smoothness deviate, we've got desaturation, we can tint the light a little bit down. Just tint them down a bit. Smoothness deviate, just so we get a little variation there. The weight maps. scatter and bias, micro scatter, so we can add some. I actually have one in here, so I'll just grab one of those. Doesn't matter which one. We can add a bit more normal map, detail maps, tiling and offset. You can barely see it. It is there, it's just really hard to see. Oh, I put it in the wrong place. That is off, so switch that to none and go here, choose micro normal V. Oh yeah, we just have to change the power of that down and change the tiling, and we can really just tiny bit, it's just to help scatter the light around. Let's put that tiling right up for this one. We've got the final normal map power, so we can add a bit more kind of strength to all that. Base glow, the scatter color, actually we want to be a bit red, and now we should be able to control that a bit more here. I'll make it really red actually, you can really see it. Right, so the only thing we need now is the opacity texture, which is going to come from this alpha channel, but the whole thing is needing fixed, so I need to make an alpha channel from this. So I'll go back into here, and I'll just make an alpha from this. So I'll do layer, mask from transparency, and I'll copy this out, put it in its own layer, and I'll just save this. What a ball ache. What a freaking ball ache. I think I'll be charging for this service, no doubt. I'll just charge like $100 flat rate to process all this nonsense. Because it just ain't worth it, really isn't, and they don't give you any solution. That's really bad. Right, so this can go down to the alpha. It's this one, alpha clip. Still reading wrong. Why is that reading wrong? Ah, it was the hair. I'm a donut. Although that could be a good one for the hair, mind you, but it's the body. Channels, no alpha channels, so I'll just click that, and see, this is all the eyelashes in here. So I'll just do layer, transparency, layer mask from transparency, and copy that out, paste it, and basically just save the PNG, and back to textures, blah blah blah, base body, and that'll be formations merge, PBR, opacity. Right, so you do need a bit of Photoshop knowledge, but again, this could be a service that would provide, because the amount of stuff you need to do is insane. Import new asset, and go here. Sorry, the body, and let's see, that can go there. Come on, there we go. We can clip those out a bit. Right, the eyes. God, right. So these don't look great right now with just the alpha clip like that. So I think I'll go into the shader again, and I'll add our dither effect. So I'll do the dither for this, and I'll do another mix between that and dithering. That can go in there, and let's just do this, dither amount. plug that in there. Cool, done. Come on. Right, that done. I can now control this with the dithering effect. And it's better to look at the camera view, so I'll just do this. So we can see how that looks. Right, I'll go back into the skin. We've got a dither amount, alpha clip, so I'll put that quite low, and then a tiny bit of dithering like that. Now it's not going to be two-sided because you're basically going to be rendering everything two-sided then, and you can see it's mapping at the edges a bit as well because of the alpha clip's a wee bit too strong, but that would have to do it. That would have to do it. Hair is still looking really bad. Why is the hair looking really bad? Lack of a normal map. Just bad. Dither amount, give it a bit more. Alpha clip, give it a bit more there. Push the hairs. Ooh. So it's X tiling, stretch. We don't have any texture in here, but that wouldn't work with this anyway. A bit of noise. It's not going to work with this. It's bending everything. The spread's bending everything. Everything should be in the bump power, but we don't have the best normal map. I'm going to use a bit more spread actually. I'll change these to be broader. Yeah, the normal map really lets it down, really does. Don't actually like that normal map at all. Let's go and see if we can make a better one from the opacity that I just made. Yeah, let's make one from this. Let's increase the size. So image size, let's do 8192. Let's do a little bit of oil paint. Filter, stylize oil paint, just a tiny bit. We just want it to help blend stuff out. We should fix a few of the blurs, and then normal map. So what's that under? 3D, generate normal map or something. 3D here, generate normal map. Watch it all explode. Right, that's looking fine-ish. Let's put the detail scale a bit lower. That calculate. Contrast details. Let's do less blur. More detail. Can't really do this quick enough, but just okay that. And it's going to save this out. It's a normal map. It's probably worse because it's just annoying that it doesn't give you one, to be honest. It doesn't give you a bump or nothing. Okay, back into Unity and see if I can make amends with this hair. make sure that's a normal map. Yeah, it's a tiny bit better, but it's still not good, right? I don't like the way it just kind of stops here. For no apparent reason, it just kind of stops being a normal map or any sort of bump. So that's because it's coming from the color, I guess, is the reason why. And you get this really shitty normal map. It's making the hair look like crap. And then the only thing to change is the eyes, but the eyes are now part of the, I guess, part of the skin. No, they're part of the body, but maybe they're separate. So if you go all the way up to the neck, clavicle, ribs, neck, and then head. Hopefully there's meshes in here, or we hide them. The eyes should actually have. Are these hideable? Yeah, we can just delete them. Right, and just hide them or delete them. We'll likely break the prefab or something, but I'll just do unpack. I just want to hide these. I guess I could just move them back like that for now. Just put them inside the head for later. And what we want to do is bring in our eyes. So in eye shader, you've got prefabs. Here we can bring in these crystal blue ones. I'll just child it directly there and move it forward. Made up of 2 LODs as well. So 90, 00. Move them in place. Might not be the right size, so I need to scale them up a bit. I'll just unpack the prefab because I just want to get rid of LOD 1 and just have LOD 0 and forget the LOD system. And these eyes are better because they do all the parallax type shading that we need. And I could actually choose the materials and throw them on there and see what different materials do what. And these are quite cool. Duplicate that, put that over there, and put this on the right eye. So we've got left eye, right eye, and that should all just work. We can go ahead and just throw different materials on that. These will be fine to use. Let's do a duplicate of one of these eyes, actually, crystal blue. Put that in our test folder, and we can go ahead and start making changes. Sorry, this has been such a long video. I never realized how much work is actually involved in making Character Creator's amazing tool work with Unity. It really is a ball ache. It really is not designed for Unity at all, because there's no normal map on the hair. They just expect everything to work. They don't have a clue, basically, and they need somebody to sort of help them with stuff, and they should pay them a bloody shitload of money. I wouldn't mind helping them if they wanted, but let's see, iris size, pupil size is what I want to change. Pupil size. I've got rotation on that. I don't want that rotation. Let's turn that off. And yeah, we got the nice lens effect on the eye. We can do lens push. Bring down the gloss a wee bit. So we're gradually getting there. The only bad thing is the hair. I recommend with the hair just turning off any of this shiny stuff. So taking the gloss down for that one, take the gloss down here, turn these all the way down, so the strength of these, turn them right down. The bump map, bring it down a bit because it looks like crap, and you'll get something half decent. There's still a lot of specular in this. Let's bring that right up. Okay, bias and scale, mess around with that for different looks. Alpha level. This down a bit. Let's scatter. Let's bring the gloss right down here and here. And I'm just going to take these strengths right down to nothing because really they're not doing very much. Just a tiny bit. The shadow needs some distance work. I don't know if that's in here actually or in the render settings. It's probably in the render settings. Directional lines that give us, use pipeline settings, custom. Yeah, let's use pipeline settings, and suppose you could find those and make changes. Let's just have a look with the camera and call it a day. So I'll just zoom out a bit, have a look with the camera, and yeah, let's see how this all looks. Is the camera having the shadow issues? Yeah. So what we'll do is I'll go into the settings, render pipeline, universal render pipeline, go the project settings actually, graphics, click here, and then that would select it, and then you can click there and choose the distance for shadows and stuff. Put that like down a bit lower so that happens a bit sooner. We can change the cascade distances as well, and that's pretty much that. Now I can rotate this around, see how it looks. The eyes could use a bit of work, so let's just have a look at the eyes. Let's click on that, and there's the eye shader there. Change whatever you want here, so ring color, the amount. There's a whole lot of stuff. Adjustment, the edge, gloss, sclera bump scale, the eye vein color. Different maps you can bring in there as well if you want a bit more coverage. So for example, if I select this one, I can choose like that or that one, this one. You can go in and adjust these in Photoshop and change the caustic power, change these colors around a bit darker like there, and maybe this one a bit more like that, and we could reduce the color of the eyeball a bit, make it a little bit more red. Yeah, and yeah, something like that. Caustic power, pupil size, can change the sharpness of the pupil a little bit, and affected by the light, so if you rotate the light around, the pupils dilate a little bit, which is quite nice. It's actually an issue with that changing to the wrong color, I think. I could be wrong. That looks okay. So, yep, that's about as good as it gets based on the maps that they give you. Really bad, right? Really bad with the hair and stuff, but this is as good as it gets. I'm just going to increase the micro detail a bit more, and yeah, the UVs are all squeezed out, so I need to then make this be able to go higher. In fact, maybe no, I can change that as well. We get our SSS, we can increase that a little bit. There's also like the alpha you need to add into the weight here, because just now it's not really using it. Put that tile right up, just change that just so we get a little bit. But if we zoom out and add the camera around about there, so this is kind of what you would get. Let me just make this much bigger. Free aspect. Yeah, you want to change this to something high so we can zoom out a bit. Right, something like that. Then you rotate your character around. It doesn't look as bad, right? Not as bad as you'd think. So that's as far as it goes with all of this. I'm going to call it a day with this video. I've been, 2 hours trying to set up this character without knowing a thing about Character Creator. And you've seen all the things I've had to do. So it's up to you if you want to buy Human Shader Pack for this kind of solution. If you want me to take care of a lot of these things, I'm going to charge about, I don't know, $50 or something per hour at least. Depending how much work there is, you know, it could end up working out that you might as well just make your own character. But yeah, probably more than that actually, because there's a lot of things needing fixed with the hair to make it look better, and I'm going to probably do a lot of manual work with that. So I reckon about $70 an hour for this kind of cleanup work for fixing this, I reckon, because otherwise it's not worth my time. Thanks for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!